Not that it isn't always fun, otherwise we wouldn't do it. Right, so we're going to start by placing our block between our legs. I know it's not the most comfortable thing. Between your thighs, and that will make our legs a little wider apart. Okay? And we're going to start standing here, toes pointed basically forward, lifting tall. So what we'll do is we'll squeeze the block on our exhale. So just gently inhaling, and then as we exhale, we're just squeezing and lengthening our spine, right? So feel like the squeeze is lengthening your spine, and then inhale, kind of relax. And again, exhale, squeeze and grow taller. Just a little squeeze. Good, inhale. And then we'll add lifting the heels to that. So as we exhale and squeeze and grow tall, we're going to float our heels up and then inhale back down. So I can't do that, but you can. So every time we exhale, gently squeeze and float the heels up. Of course, your arms can go with it if you want. Inhale, lower. So nice full breath. Yeah, you can use your arms and take your arms up and down if you like. Just breathing full and lengthening. And the next time the heels come down, we'll take that block, bring it in front of us. You might change your legs a little bit. And then feeling that muscle memory, that with the block between our thighs, we gently squeeze, we could gently press into the block and lengthen our spine as we exhale, right? Inhale, and then we're going to twist with that. So as you exhale, lengthen your spine and just rotate to one side and back to center. Good, inhale. As we exhale, we lengthen and rotate. Just a little squeeze, a little pressure on the block. Inhale, center, lengthen and rotate. And back to center as we inhale, lengthen and rotate. Good, and back to center. This straightening our arms straight out in front of us, pressing the hands into the block. Same thing, as we exhale, we're going to press into our block and sort of feel like we're growing tall. So we're just using different muscles, right? Inhale, exhale, press, grow tall. If you want, you can lift your heels and lower your heels as well. Great. Good, one more time. All right, when you finish that, we're going to bring the block onto the ground, and it's going to be lengthwise like this. So vertical, and you might need to stand near a wall for this, or like I have a roller handy to help me balance. So we'll step our, well, whatever foot you want to start with. I'm going to start with my good foot. Okay, you're going to stand on the block, my good leg. You're going to stand on the block like that. And we're going to tilt our pelvis down, so that leg that's dangling, right, tilts down, and then you're going to tilt your pelvis up. Right, so just doing a little pelvis tilt up and down. This leg is just kind of relaxed as you hang, as it hangs there. And then bringing our pelvis level, swing the, see if you can swing the leg forward and back and just kind of let it relax. Let it swing gently forward and back. Might focus on a point to help you balance. Just letting that leg bone kind of let go of it, the hip socket. All right, and then we'll step down from there. And bring our other foot on the block. I'm not sure if I can do this side. I'm going to try. So stepping up, I put more pressure on my roller. I don't know if I can do it. Okay, and then starting with that hip tilt, right? Tilting the pelvis up and down. So that leg goes down, that leg that's hanging goes down and lifts. Just kind of let it hang. Feel free to hang on to a wall, anything you need. And then finding your level pelvis, swinging the leg forward and back. I need another roller on this side. And just kind of see if you can let your leg dangle. Just give it a little release, right, from that hip socket. You can catch yourself. I'm catching myself with my toes. And then go ahead and step off of that block. And if you're using a roller, you can go out of the way. So we'll bring ourselves to the end of our mat, and you can just put your block somewhere next to your mat. We're going to roll down. So inhaling it here and exhale, roll down. Right. Letting your arms and shoulders and head be heavy. And any modification or you need to do with this, of course, and see if you can just hang and bend and straighten the knees. And then the knees might need to bend as you stack back up. So kind of starting with the pelvis, letting the arms and shoulders be heavy. Roll ourselves back up, feeling that stretch in our back. And then again, inhale, exhale, roll down. And hang. You might bend and straighten. You might bend one knee and then the other. And then we'll walk our hands away from our feet into pike, down dog. Lifting the tailbone, and you can let your body shift around as we press our heels into the mat. Just kind of move around a little bit, whatever feels good to you. Forward and back. Hopefully you can release your head and neck if that's doable for you. Get a good stretch by lifting the tailbone right through the back of the legs. Yeah. All right, and then you might come into more of a plank, maybe a high plank or maybe a full plank, and taking a couple deep breaths here, wherever your hips need to be. Great. And lowering down to the mat. You can bring your knees under you, come down, and we'll come onto our back, bring your feet in, and go ahead and pick up your block and just hold it in front of your chest like that. Just kind of hold it there, relax the shoulders, and let your knees sway over to one side. So the shoulders stay down. It's okay if your elbows are a little bent, and then lift them and sway them over to the other side, and just kind of maybe do a few sways side to side for that low back, right? Lift one knee and then the other, or whatever feels good to kind of loosen up the low back. Twisting. All right, and then when you come to the top, go ahead and come up and bring your block between your thighs, lengthwise, and lie back down on the ground. So we're going to inhale. As we exhale, we squeeze the block and peel off the mat into a bridge. So finding your bridge here, adjusting your feet, relaxing our shoulders, pressing our hips up. Good. And next exhale, melting the spine back down. Great. And then what we'll do is we'll bring our arms over our head, clasp our hands behind our head, and we're going to do a little combination. So we're going to inhale. As we exhale, we're going to peel off the mat again. So just bridging on up. Inhaling here, exhaling as we melt the spine down. And as we start to come down, we inhale and exhale, press the head and shoulders up, squeeze the block, right? And then inhale to lie back down. Exhale, peel off the mat. So we'll do this little combo of a chest lift and a bridge, right? Inhale, exhale, down. As our hips start to come down, we inhale, we exhale, squeeze and press up. So just getting into the flow of that with your breath. Nice deep breath as you inhale down, exhale, peel off the mat. Inhale, press the hips up, exhale, melt the spine down. Inhale, exhale up. Inhale to lie back down. Exhale, bridge. Your spine should feel like a wave here. Inhale, exhale, melt down, right? We're inhaling and exhaling. The wave is cresting up with our head and shoulders coming up. And then we inhale down. Let's do that one more time. Exhale, peel off the mat. Inhale, exhale, melt down. Good. Inhale, exhale, press the head and shoulders up. And here you're going to stay here. Lift your legs. Good. And then bringing your feet toward the ground on your inhale. And then lifting them back up on your exhale. Or think of bringing your block away from you on your inhale. And exhale back. Supporting our head with our hands, right? And your feet, of course, do not have to go all the way down. Whatever is comfortable, just press your low back into the mat, right? And move it away and move it back towards you on your exhale. Good. Inhale away, exhale back. And then when you come back, lay down, relax. Let's take a moment to hug our knees because we want to get our low back a little stretch, kind of rock around. Great. And then again, hands behind the head, back where we started. We're going to inhale. As we exhale, we're just going to press our head and shoulders up, straighten our legs out, unbend them so they're at an angle. Gently squeeze and lie back down as you inhale. Right? So exhale, press up. Just a little squeeze, maybe. Inhale, lie back down as you pull your knees in. Exhale out. Feeling your low back on the mat, right, as you press up. So feeling that low back pressing into the mat. You want to make sure you stabilize that low back. So your legs aren't too low, right? They're at an angle. Great. One more time. Exhale up. Inhale, lie back down and relax for a moment. Now we're going to take the block and take it wide orientation between your feet. Hopefully I can do this. My one foot is going to have to hang on to it. And then bring your hands behind your head. So now our knees are opening out to the side like in frog. So we pull that block towards us and then we exhale, stretch it out. And then we open our knees and pull that block in on their inhale. Feel your hips opening, right? And exhale, stretch it out. Good. Inhale, lie down. We feel that hip open. Exhale, stretch out. And then one more. Inhale, pull it in. Hopefully you can hang on to your block. Exhale, stretch it out. Stay here as you inhale, lift the legs to the ceiling, right? And now we're going to steer the block. So your right leg is up, goes kind of, your pelvis is tilting, your right leg up, back to center, left leg up, back to center, like you're steering to the left, steering to the right, steering to the left, steering to the right, just supporting your head with your hands, floating off the ground, right? And breathe. Or your head can be on the ground. That's okay. All right, come center, bend your knees, grab your block, put it on top of your legs, relax your body, rock around. And stretch those knees in. And then with our block pressing on top of our legs like that, right? We're going to inhale, relax your legs. As you exhale, curl your tailbone up and press block into legs, legs into block. And then relax as you inhale. So press and relax. Exhale as you press, feeling your tailbone get a stretch as you exhale and press. Just a little lift, a little stretch. All right, and then go ahead and relax everything. We're going to hold our block and legs in the tabletop, holding our block here, shoulders anchored, legs together. See if you can take your legs over to the right without, again, keeping them tight together, kind of squeeze them together. And exhale and back to the top. Shoulders relaxed. Inhale to the other side and exhale back. You may not be able to go very far. That's okay, right? Because our arms are up. Exhale back. Taking a twist to the side and bringing it back. And then let's try adding to that. So we're going to take it over to the side. See if you can straighten your legs, bend them, and bring them back. And then take it to the other side, not too far. Straighten the legs, bend them, and bring it back. So, just find how far you can go. Straighten, bend, and center. One more to the side. Straighten, whoa. Bend and back to center. All right, and then from here, we'll bring our feet onto the ground, stretch our legs out, bring our arms over our head or our block over our head, right? Do a big stretch. So you're going to reach through one foot and the other, kind of stretching through one arm and the other. Just do a big stretch here. All right, and then relax everything. We're going to lift the arms, and you might bend your knees because that'll make it easier. Press hands into the block as you lift your head and shoulders, and then roll up. Listen into the block, come up. And then we come to the sitting. We're going to lift our sits bones. Stretch forward over our legs. Pelvis comes first. Okay, and take a leg stretch here. You might be flexible enough that you can have your block on the bottom of your feet, right, and hold on to it, but you don't have to. Take a stretch. And then we'll sit up and take our block with, let's take it and put it on our head like that. Okay, doesn't really matter what this orientation is probably best. Okay, So what we want to do, and feel free to have your knees bent. It's more important that your spine is straight. So your knees might be bent, right? That's okay. So we want to press our head into the block, not our block into our head, but so you can really feel your spine lengthen. So feel like you're trying to press your head into your block, and then stretch that block up and feel like you're pulling yourself taller, right? And then again, bringing the block just resting on the head. We're going to inhale and exhale, lengthen our spine, and then feel like we're lifting our spine taller as we reach that block up. Great. And then let it rest on your head. Open the legs into a straddle, not too wide. Again, knees can be bent, right? And then we're going to feel that length again, lengthening, lifting the block up. What we're going to do here is we're going to hinge forward so the block stays in line with our crown. Hinge forward between the legs. And then you're just going to stack your spine back up, kind of snake it back up to tall. And then again, keeping our arms up like this, we're going to lengthen tall, hinge forward, back the spine, kind of roll back up, right? And then again, lengthen tall, hinge forward. One more, stack up. So just kind of feeling your spine, snaking back up to tall. And then one more time, lengthen, hinge forward, really flattening the back, and then rotate, and we'll look under one arm. Okay? And then back to center, keeping our head lifted, keeping that block up there, flattening our back, right? So we're really trying to flatten the back, and then rotate to the other side. Under that arm. And back to center. Again, try to flatten the back as much as you can. Keep that block lifted. And then stack the spine back up and let your arms relax. Bring your legs back together. It's a lot of work just to hold that block. It's not even heavy. Okay, put your block here like this in front of the chest. So we're going to inhale, and then as we exhale, just like we did standing, gently press into the block and twist. Side and back to center. As you relax, inhale, lengthen, and twist the other way, gently pressing. Good. And back to center. Inhale, exhale, twist. Back to center as we inhale, exhale, twist. A little bit of rotation there. And then back to center. We will bring our block between our legs again, sitting. And have your hands behind your thighs, right? So sitting tall here, shoulders relaxed. Inhale, lengthen tall. Should feel that's easy now. Exhale, curl the tailbone under, just rounding back until your legs are straight. Your arms are straight, not your legs. Squeezing the block a little bit. We're going to lift our arms by our ears, bring them back to our legs, and pull ourselves up and stack the spine. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl, just gently squeezing back till the arms are straight. And then lift. Inhale, reach for the legs, pull yourself up, and then stack back up. Again, another snaking of our spine. Right, lift as you inhale, gently squeezing, round back. Lift the arms. So we're back kind of far, right? Our arms are straight. We're great. All right, pull yourself up and lengthen. Now see if you can go farther down this time as we exhale. Maybe we go all the way down, bring our arms over alongside our ears. Inhale, exhale, squeeze, roll up. We got the block to squeeze, so it's a lot easier. Inhale, exhale, shoulders relax as we round back. Bring our arms back. Inhale as we lift, exhale, squeeze and roll up. Great, so now we should be warmed up enough to take that block this way again, the wide orientation. And we're going to steer, maybe your legs are together, right? Or close together. I like to bring my legs together. Steer to the left, so right hand's on top. You're going to exhale back. So the block is just next to your leg. And then you're going to switch it around so that your left arm's on top as you exhale up. And your knees can bend or straighten, whatever feels good to you, right? And then back to center. So we're going around the world. Fall to the right. Block is right next to your leg. And round back. Take it up and over to the other side. Right hand's on top. Pressing into your block will help you come up. And then back to center. And again to the left. So we feel the left side of our spine going down on the mat, right? And then as we switch over, left arm on top and come up, we feel our right side of our spine on the mat. We're going to do one more. So come center, inhale and exhale. Letting my knees bend and straighten. You can do whatever's comfortable for you. Take it up and over, pressing into your block to help you roll up. Sure, it's not too far away. All right. And then coming back to center, you can just put it down and shake your arms out. Maybe if they need a little shake. We're going to come on to our, let's go into our side next. So if you want to put let's start with our block between our calves. I think it's easier to hold on than between your feet. So wherever it works for you, right? And maybe we can do a body roll with this. So let's go ahead and roll onto our back. Try rolling onto our side. Shouldn't be too hard. Squeeze your block. Now we're in a nice straight line. Okay, so this top arm, you might want it up, you might want it down, wherever you want to put your top hand. Inhale. As you exhale, just float the legs up. And maybe your head, if you want, gently squeeze and lower down. Good. Inhaling as we come down, exhaling as we float the legs up. And inhaling as we lower down. Nice deep breath. Exhale, float up. Inhale, float down. Feeling your side body kind of warming up here. Exhale, float up. Inner leg on the bottom leg. Inhale down. One more. Exhale up. Good. And lower back down. Then we're going to bend the knees, grab your block, and we're actually going to come up and put our block at the end of our mat. So at the bottom of your mat in the middle there, and your bottom leg can be bent comfortably. Top leg is, you're going to find your top leg on top of the block, ankle on top of the block. Lie down. Make sure you're in a pretty straight line. And then flexing the foot, just going to lengthen that leg up and then touching the block as we come down. Exhale, lengthen. So feel a little bit of a lift in our waist as we lengthen the leg up and down. Good. And then float your leg a little bit or foot a little bit off the block. Bend your knee and pull your knee in. And then you're going to stretch your leg out in front of your block. Reach to your heel. Pull the knee in and you're going to stretch it behind your block. Stretch through your heel. Right? So kind of pull in on your inhale. Stretch out on your exhale. Pull in. Stretch back. Inhale in, exhale, stretch forward. Inhale in, exhale, stretch back. And then inhale in, stretch forward, stay here, and see if you can bring your leg back just to your foot barely touches your block, and then kick it forward, and then bring it back. Feel your heel touch your block. This is a trick. You don't want to knock your block over. So just try kicking it forward and touch. Maybe not even touch if you feel like you might knock it over. Okay, and the next time we bring our leg to our block, we're going to lift it up, put it behind the block, and we're going to do the other direction. So you're going to take your leg back as far as you can and then bring it forward to the block. So feeling that stretch through the front of our leg and hip, and then touch. Where's my block? There it is. Okay, pull it back. So the hip stays, the pelvis stays in the same position, but we're reaching back through that leg. Right? And the next time we reach back, stay there. You're going to rotate to touch your toe down, lift that leg up over the block, rotate so that your heel touches down. So now we're externally rotating, and now we're internally rotating as we touch down and lift, touch down and lift. Internal rotation and external rotation. Good, and breathe. Good, and breathe. Next time you reach back, go ahead and let your knee bend and rest on top of your bottom leg. Let's take our bottom arm across to rest on our top opposite shoulder, top hand on the mat. Just do a little push up here. So pressing up with that arm and lowering back down. One arm push up. However high we come off the mat. And breathe. And the next time we push up, see if we can bring our elbow underneath us and come up sitting. And you might have your legs folded next to you if that's comfortable. Take a little side stretch. You can have one leg there. Take a little side stretch here. Maybe rest your other arm on your block or your hand for support. And then we will come up and cross that leg over. So you might want your legs to be stacked like that, or you might want to do this to stretch your hip, or seated figure 4, right? And just doing a little hip stretch here for whatever way you like to do it. Move your head and neck around and your shoulders, right, while you're here. I need to pull my mat a little bit forward. It's migrating. All right, and then we'll come out and bring our block between our legs again. Come onto our back. And, like I said, wherever you can hang on to it down there, between your ankles and your calves or whatever, coming onto our back. And then rolling ourselves onto our side. And this top arm, wherever you want to put it, I'm just going to put on the ground, inhaling. As we exhale, we float the legs up. We might float our head up as well. And we inhale back down. Great. And exhale up. Maybe gently squeezing or just holding onto the block. Inhale. Nice deep breath. Exhale up. Inhale gracefully down and exhale up. Good. You might feel like you're going a little higher as you get used to doing it, right? Exhale up. Last one. I don't know how many we did on the other side. It feels good. Exhale up. Great. And then relax down. Pull your knees in. Take your block and come put it at the end of the mat or somewhere down there so that your foot can rest on it. And your bottom leg is comfortably bent. Great. So foot flexed. You're going to lengthen up and down to rest on your block. Right, lengthen so the toes are pointed forward. Feeling a little lift under our waist as we lengthen up and down. And then floating the leg up, you're going to bend the knee. Foot is still flexed. You're going to press through your heel in front. Bend the knee. Press through your heel behind your block. Bend it in. So your leg is parallel to the ground, not too high off the ground, but right, you just as if you were doing a leg kick kind of thing. Pull it in, exhale, press back. Inhale, pull in, exhale, press forward. And then next time we press forward, keep that leg there, bring it back to, you might look where your block is, touch, and then kick forward, and then find your block, tap it, kick forward, yeah. And then we'll bring the leg behind the block, and we'll pull that leg back, and then bring your toe to tap your block, pull it back, and feeling that stretch through the hip flexors and top of our leg as we reach back. Good. And the next time we pull our leg back, rotate to point your toe down, touch down, lift the leg over the block, heel touches down in front, rotate, toe touches down and back, and breathe. Good. Good. Nice deep breath as you rotate that leg in the hip socket, making your half moon or quarter moon or crescent moon. Got to go over the block. That's all that's required. Good for our hip joint, right? Last time, and then when we touch down and back, go ahead and let your knee bend, rest that leg on top of the bottom leg, taking our bottom arm across to our opposite shoulder, press up and down. So a little one arm push up. It might feel more comfortable for your neck to look down or look back a little bit. Breathe. And then next time we press up, see if you can press up enough to bring your elbow underneath you and continue on up. Maybe having your legs folded next to you. That leg doesn't want to do it. Take a side stretch. You might rest your hand on the block. Oh. And of course, do the side stretch however it feels good to you. And then we'll explore that little hip stretch by crossing our leg over, and you might stack your knees and fold forward, or you might choose a different kind of hip stretch that you like. This leg wants to go straight. There we go. We might roll our shoulders and maybe move our head and neck around if that feels good. And all right, and let's come up and bring ourselves to sitting with the block between the legs again. And we're going to lean back onto our elbows like this. Right? Bring your elbows onto the ground and lift the legs into the tabletop. Now, just the block if you need. Now see if you can straighten the legs while you're here. And then bend them and straighten them and bend them. And with our knees bent, we're going to take our legs over to one side, rolling off of that hip, and bring it back. And then take your legs to the other side, rolling off of that hip, and bring it back. And then we're going to add to that the straightening of the legs. So you take it to the side, straighten the legs, bend the knees, and bring it back to center. Inhale to the side, exhale, straighten, inhale, bend, exhale, center. Two more, take it over, extend, bend, and center. And over to the side, extend the legs, bend. And when you come center, bring your feet down, press yourself up with your hands, grab hold behind your thighs, lift tall, good. Round the tailbone, under you just a little bit to lift those legs up. Okay. So you might have your back round, you might flatten it if that works for you, if you're able to, but it's okay to let it be whatever it is. Okay. And then we're going to extend the legs, roll down, walk your hands up your legs to come onto your back. Inhale. And then as you exhale, walk your hands back up, bend your knees, squeeze your block. It's just a little teaser, kind of a way to do teaser. So I like to straighten my legs as I go down. I'm just going to walk up your legs, straighten the leg. Maybe if you like to do it that way, inhale, exhale, walk back up, squeeze your block. Good. One more time. Inhale, exhale, walk down the legs or up the legs, whatever. And maybe your legs are bent or straight. Inhale, squeeze the block. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as you walk back up. Oh, it's hard. And when you come up, go ahead and put your feet down. And we had to squeeze a teaser in there. Okay, take your block out. We're going to come on to around to our all fours. So, and let's start with one hand on the block like this, and then taking your other arm, you're going to rotate up to the ceiling and then thread that arm through, right? And just do that a few times. So a little thoracic rotation as we lift and round up, rounding through, right? And lift and then we'll take the block to the other hand and reach to the ceiling and around. Just let that rib cage rotate around our spine. Yes, we're gonna move our spine this direction. One more. Great, and then coming back onto your all fours, switch back to that other hand, but bring the block out here. And your hand, your fingers or your hand resting on it. Your other hand, fingers spread wide. So if your hand is on, your left hand is on the block, you're going to stretch your right leg back, right? So opposite leg reaches back and you're going to lift that leg, lift your chest, inhale. As you exhale, round and pull the knee in, right? And then inhale, lift. Make sure that block is far enough away so the arm is straight. You feel a stretch under your shoulder, right? Inhale, lift, arch, exhale, round. One more time, lift and round. Pull that in, and then bringing your knee to the mat, just switch the block to the other side. So it's a little, probably a little bit wide so that you feel stable, right? A little wider than it would be normally. And your arm is straight, fingers spread wide on this hand, bringing that opposite leg back. You're going to lift, arch, exhale, pull it in, inhale, arch, lift, exhale, pull in and round, and breathe. You want to have that arm nice and straight, reaching out so that you feel that stretch under your shoulder as you round and pull your knee in. Right? The last one. And knee comes to the mat. Bring your block in that high orientation underneath your sternum. And your choice to come into half plank or full plank. Rotate the elbows, point back, fingers spread wide, and you're going to bend the elbows, touch your block, and press back up. So half plank, high plank is kind of what I'm doing with my hips up a bit, or regular plank. Do a little push-up, just a little bend, touch your block, press up. Inhale and exhale. Breathe. Great. All right, and then go ahead and come onto your knees if you're not already there. We'll stretch back to our heels. Take a moment. Good. Might like opening the knees apart or whatever feels good. And stretch back onto the heels. Little child's pose. Little break for the arms, right? Okay, and then we'll come on to our belly. No, actually, let's do this. Let's take our blocks. If you have two blocks, if you don't have two blocks, you might just have to have your hands on the mat. So we'll have our blocks if you've got them here. Bring your right foot between your hands or your blocks and making sure your legs in line with your hip. Your legs are not in line with each other, right? With your hip. And then see if you can lift that back leg up. So a high lunge. If you can do a high lunge, but feel free to let your leg be on the mat, on the ground. Blocks are great for this, for the support, especially if you're not so used to lunging. And if you look forward, right, kind of looking forward, lifting the chest, we'll feel that stretch increase in the hip flexor area. And then if your knee is off the ground, you might put it down, rest it on the ground, rest your leg. And then taking your right hand to that outside of your right leg, just take a twist, just looking back over that shoulder, right? Pulling your knee in towards you. And then coming back around, we'll bring both hands to the inside of our right foot, maybe turn the toes out a little bit and deepen a little bit more if you can into the lunge. If you're not used to lunging, I know it's really hard if you have to tight hip flexors, but just do whatever amount you can and make sure you have plenty of support, right? Blocks or whatever you need for support. And try to relax those muscles. Really is a super good stretch if we do a lot of Pilates, which we do, because Pilates can really tighten up the hip flexors and the psoas. So we really need to do this more often. All right, and then we're going to come back around to face forward, one hand on either side. And then see if you can bring yourself back into a plank, just a little plank here, bringing both legs back. And then we'll bring our left foot forward, lower the knees, left foot forward. If you can lift your back leg off the ground, otherwise you can leave it on the ground, making sure our legs are in line with our hips, not with each other, right? And knees pretty close to being in line with your ankle. Doesn't have to be exact, but can go a little past, but whatever, not too far past the ankle. Maybe looking forward, right? So we feel that stretch in the front a little bit more. And breathe. And then taking our left hand to grab hold and press our leg towards us to twist to the left. And when you do that, you feel that right hip get a little bit more stretch. It's just a little deeper stretch through that, especially the psoas area there. And then coming back around, bringing our hands inside the foot, maybe turn the toes out slightly and get a little deeper into the lunge. You might have your arms on the block or on the ground or delicious. All right, and then we'll come back around. So one hand's on either side, the toes are pointed forward, and see if we can come back into one more half plank or full plank here. Taking a couple deep breaths. I love the blocks for plank, it's great. Lifted plank. And then coming down to the knees, you can come off of your hands, and we're just going to need one block. So you can put, if you have two, you can put your other one off to the side, and we'll be on our belly. So bring your block straight over your head with your hands on the ends like that, right? And just looking down. And we're going to, if you need, I forgot to mention that you know this, if you need a pillow, blanket under your chest, feel free to do that for support, right? To help you lift up. All right, so we're going to inhale as we lift up, just kind of float up, right? And exhale back down. We won't float up very high. Inhale, float up. Exhale, float down. Good. Inhale, float up. And exhale down. And then we're going to float up and stay up. Flutter kick your legs. So reaching your legs back and doing little flutter kicks. Just breathe, little quick ones. Just hovering off the ground, just breathing. Good. And then go ahead and relax down for a moment. And then again, we're going to lift up, right? Take your block in your right hand, bring both arms behind the back, and we're going to hold on to the block and lift a little higher, pull those shoulders back. And then switch to the left hand, bringing it forward and relaxing down. Good. And then lift up. Block is going to go to the back again with your left hand, and you're going to grab it with your right, and you're going to press it into your butt and lift a little higher, like pulling those shoulders back. And then switch it around to the right hand, forward and lower down. So we're just staying up a little tiny bit longer in the back, right? Again, inhale, lift. I forgot what hand you're on. Anyway, whatever hand you got your block, take it behind you. Press into your butt, lift and pull your shoulders back, lift up, and then switch it to the other hand, forward and lower down. One more, alternating, lift up, other hand takes it back, pressing it into you as you lift a little higher, pull the shoulders back. And then the other arm brings it forward and lower down. That's enough of that. Okay, so we'll come up to our knees. Find your way up and stretch back to the heels again. Of course, if you can't be on your knees, come onto your back and stretch your back that way. All right, and then come up to sitting. If you like, you can use your block to sit on. That's an option, especially if you need help sitting tall. But bring your legs into that diamond, the butterfly diamond shape with the feet together and your knees in the half bend. You kind of lift the sits bones. And again, you can sit on your block if you want or something. And just fold forward here. This is the best stretch to get to the sacrum, right? It's the best sacrum stretch I think there is. It stretches our sacrum in all directions. It feels so good. And then we'll come up and straddle the legs a little bit, and with our feet gently flexed, sit up, do a little saw. So lifting tall, shoulders relaxed, pelvis anchored, hips anchored, and we're going to reach across for that opposite foot, lifting up tall as we inhale and twist and reach across. Maybe you press yourself forward with your back hand or not. Inhale tall. Maybe you reach your back hand away from your front arm. Good. Inhale tall, twist, exhale, stretch. Really anchoring our hips, right? And getting that stretch through the side, through the shoulder. Good. And continue until you're even on both sides, or until you feel like you're complete. And then when you come up to sitting, give your shoulders a little roll, a little shake. Move your head a little circle. All right. Thanks everybody for coming. I'm going to hit the button here.